this video I'm going to demonstrate for you how to make the egg emulsion for use in egg tempera. This is a high quality free range egg, one from a private farm where the eggs have been fed on a very rich diet, as a result of which the quality of the egg yolk is going to be absolutely superb. In comparison, if I was to use an egg from a supermarket which wasn't even free range, which had been battery farmed, the quality of the yolk would be very weak and poor, and so should be avoided at all costs. So the first thing I need to do is to crack open the egg, and you can see just how strong that egg was from the really viscous egg white. So here I've got my egg yolk in its sac, and what I need to do is to wash off the remaining egg white. So I'm just cupping my hand and spinning the egg under the jet of water from the tap. There are lots of different ways of doing this. I make a little cup like this and allow the water just to run around it, and then you can see there's a nicely washed egg. Now that is a really solid, good, nutrient-filled egg yolk, and that's going to make really strong paint. So I need to get the fluid out of there and into my little jar. So I'm going to hold the top of the sack with my thumb like that, and then I've got my little jar here, and I'm just going to pop the bottom and drain the egg yolk so that as you can see, the sac is there at the top and the egg yolk is going into my little jar like that. So there we have it, and there's the remains of the sac, just a little bit more egg yolk to come out. Now this I'm going to have to dilute, but first I'm just going to wash away the egg sac. That can go in the compost. So here I've got a fairly good sized jar, and you can see just how thick that egg yolk is. It's really quite strong. And I need to dilute this with a little bit of water. So I'm just going to dribble the tap like that and just put a little drop of water, and now I'm mixing it with my finger. And can you see that's now running off my finger? Now if we compare that to the egg without the water, you can see even trying to pour this, you see that's really gloopy. So you want it to have become, mix that in there, a fluid. You see how that's now running off the finger. No, not too much. You want to create a nice mix of egg which is going to retain its stickiness, because that's what's going to stick the pigment to the board, but you want it to be fluid enough to make a decent paint. So I'm just going to pour some of that into here. Just add another couple of drops. shape that up. So that gives me a nice egg fluid. Now there's one final thing I need to do, and that is to add a few drops of vodka, which acts as a preservative, so it's not absolutely necessary, but it also helps to break down gritty pigment. So I just put a little bit into the cap. Just give a tiny amount, just a few drops. I can put that in there and then give it another good shake so that it's all completely dissolved. There you can see it. It's a nice thick fluid, which is going to be ideal for binding the pigment.